everybody trying to be content creators and trying to go viral. You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral. Let's go viral then.
Say let.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you, baby. Come together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day. And like I said, be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out.
Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud. I am your host, Rene Ruiz. And joining me in here in just a few will be the one man with the bias, the man with the tries, the one and the only. He'll be here in just a minute. Boys, Nate, I saw the comment yesterday. This techno jam for the intro is a vibe. It's a whole vibe. And joining me here at 7 a.m. will be a writer for the Albuquerque Journal, New Mexico Lobo insider, Sean Reider. He will be joining us here in just a few, which will be cool. So start dropping your questions in the comments on what you guys are curious to know and what you guys would like to ask him. From my understanding is he's deep in the woods with the Lobos, so we'll definitely ask about the Reider Bowl, where the boys will be heading December 26th to face the Big Ten boys in Minnesota. It seems like the tickets are selling pretty quick. The Lobos will have their own section out there, so it should be getting pretty packed. And then we'll talk about the future of UNM football. We'll talk about a little bit of the recruits that they've been able to bring in, and how the NIL deals are going to impact the program and the run that the Lobos are on to get their 10th win of the season, which will be the first time ever that a first-year coach like Jason Eck comes in and completely flips a program on his head to 10 wins there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that'll be fun. It's a chilly day. It's a chilly week. It's a bit cold. My house it's starting to feel a lot warmer. This ring light starts to get hot. So if you see me sweating, boys, it's not because I'm nervous. It's just it gets a little hot in here. And maybe I should crack a window, get a little breeze going. But while we wait for Borba, we haven't been able to talk about the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Yesterday, big college football show. Tim Foley joined us, kind of broke down what the college football playoff looked like. Also, kind of explained why the Notre Dame fan base are full of a bunch of crybabies. And I gave him a little bit of pushback because I feel like we're overly judging the Notre Dame Irish. I don't necessarily think they're crybabies. I think they got a point. Like, why waste your time playing in a bowl game that doesn't really have a significant impact to your program when you're focusing on the recruiting class that's going forward and the future of your football program? And it seems like there's a big dispute between them and the ACC, so I asked Sean Reider as well to see what his perspective is there. But appreciate you guys rocking with me this morning. Let's go. Packers, Bears. What a game on Monday. This will be our last day talking about Week 14, and then we'll flip the chapter over to Week 15 because there's a big matchup between the Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings that mean more to me than they do to Borba, but it'll be a good time. We're trying to set up maybe a little watch along, maybe at the bar, right? Because I got to pay a debt and go on a date with a lovely doll. A lovely doll that we don't necessarily have a name for. If you guys want to help us name that, but right now the Chicago Bears sit at the number 7 seed at 9-4 after their loss to the Green Bay Packers 28-21. The Packers sit at 9-3-1. That one being a tie against my Dallas Cowboys, right? And so that game starts off slow in the first quarter. Neither team scores. Jordan Love throws a pick there in the first quarter. You kind of, if you're a Packers fan, you're like, oh, here we go again. But slowly but surely, the offense gets rolling there in the second quarter, putting up 14 points, going into half 14-3. A nice lead that allows the pass rush to start getting to Caleb Williams. But the Bears are able to score there in the third quarter, coming out of half, making it a little bit of a more interesting game. And ultimately, the Green Bay Packers finish off in a tight, what we expected division game. But what a win by the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love seems to have inserted himself into MVP conversation, according to a couple of talking heads on ESPN, like Dan Orlowski. He went 17 for 25, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then that one interception there at the beginning with the 68% completion percentage and 120 QB rating. Sounds pretty good to me. But what stands out the most to me when you look at the stat sheet is the fact that Josh Jacobs got 20 touches. I absolutely love the fact that Josh Jacobs got 20 touches, only 86 yards, but the fact that they stuck to it shows that the Green Bay Packers focus is to establish a running game in their games, and I think that's the recipe for success for that team, especially because of the defense that they have. And that defense is going to get them extra possessions. So they're in a perfect situation, really, because if Jordan Love gets, their margin for error is bigger. It's a lot bigger with the addition of Micah Parsons. Like I said, only 17 completions, 25 attempts for Jordan Love. Like it's not a crazy stat. Like the fact that I turned on my TV the next day and Dan Orlowski screaming that Jordan Love should be in the MVP conversation after a 17 for 25, 234 yard game. I mean, it looks crazy. It looks nice, right? But it's not nothing. It's not nothing crazy. Because then you got 20 touches on the running back. You're thinking, wow, this was a pretty balanced game by the Chicago Bears. And honestly, why didn't they win by more? If you just look at the stat sheet, you would assume that the Packers dominated this game. And although they did have control of the game, in my opinion, for the most part, I don't know that if I was a Packers fan, I ever really felt like this team was going to lose. It kind of felt like the Packers were going to edge this out. And then, there's a couple tweets out there saying the same old Bears. And I think Borba, if I remember correctly, he's on the side of believing that the Bears are going to fall apart as we go down the stretch here in the season. And there's a little bit of a beef between the coaches, right? Bears coach came out whenever he originally got hired. In his introductory interview, he said that he didn't mind beating, or he enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur. Let me correct myself there, because he did throw a bit of a shot. He said he enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur 2 times a year when he was out there in Detroit, and looks forward to doing it. Paraphrasing a bit here, but he's looking forward to doing it out here with the Chicago Bears. And now he starts off his career 0-1 against the Packers. But I do like it because it sets up a little bit of juice, a little bit of steam for this rivalry of the Bears and Packers. I absolutely love it. I love the back and forth. And, Matt LaFleur took the high road, but of course it's easy to take the high road when you're the victorious one. So shout out to him. But man, what the Bears got going on, like if you're a Bears fan and like your expectations obviously have changed from the season because they've been exceeded. The Bears have exceeded those expectations. So I think you got to be happy for this team of what they've already been able to accomplish and what the future probably or looks like, right? And I know that it's hard to replicate a great season after great season after great season, but Ben Johnson with this team and Caleb Williams, I mean, it makes you feel hopeful, so hopeful. And this weekend they got the Browns before they head over to Lambeau Field. But they got the Browns, and what's being reported right now by Tom Pelissero is this game is going to be a -20 game. Jay, that is absolutely crazy, bro. Can you imagine playing football in -20 degrees weather? Yeah, I said Tom Pelissero. This is Yahoo Sports. It's going to be freezing in Chicago for the Browns-Bears on Sunday. It's expected to be -20 degrees, potential wind chill for Browns and Bears. Who does this favor? I mean, I think it favors the Bears because they've been able to establish a great running game with Swift, who's kind of resurged his career, really. But after that, I mean, really what you would think, this is a tune-up game to go to Lambeau and play them, which it kind of does because it gives you a game in extremely cold weather, which it's probably going to be in Green Bay as well. And and what's crazy is that Packers game, Week 16, is on a Saturday. So a day less of rest as they go over to Lambeau. But my biggest question would be: do we think that the Bears maybe will overlook the Browns and the Browns can squeak out a win here? Because Borba was onto something whenever he said that the Bears may just fall apart here at the end of the season. Outside of this Browns game this weekend, I mean, it's tough. It's tough sledding. You got the Packers, then you go over to San Francisco, and I'm sorry, correction. The Packers are going to Chicago. They just played in Lambeau. My apologies, but they'll have the Niners, and then they'll end the season against the Detroit Lions, which that game can end up being for the final wild card spot. JB in the comments, technical difficulties for me, boys. One sec. Yep, technical difficulties. We won't even talk. We ain't gonna talk about it. We won't even talk about it. I'm gonna go with that. JB, we got to get it together, brother. We got to get it together, Borba. You'll make me spaz out, my bro. You'll make me spaz out, bro. Chicago Bears, though, it does feel like Borba may be right here. This game, I don't want to say that it's a must win, but it feels like a must win for this Browns team. I mean, not this Browns team, this Bears team. It feels like a must win for this Bears team. And I think if you're Bears fans, like, you are a bit nervous because you wonder how they're going to bounce back from a loss. I mean, the last time they lost, because mind you, before they lost to the Packers, they were on a 5-game win streak, right? And the last time they lost was in Baltimore. They lost 16-30, right? But then they went over to Cincinnati and they put up 47 on the Cincinnati Bengals, which you can give me a little bit of pushback and say that the Cincinnati Bengals defense was absolutely trash, right? And if we look back and remember that game was an absolute shootout. Joe Flacco had just went to the Cincinnati Bengals, and Joe Flacco actually had a game-winning drive, or a potential game-winning drive, before Caleb Williams answered back and hit his own game-winning drive to win that game. So you could say that was a great bounce-back game for the offense. Defense giving up 42 points. That's a fat question mark, right? But they bounced back and won. So I'm gonna the only reason that I get nervous is because, I mean, you're going against the top 10 defense in the league here, in the Browns, and a team that has found some life because of Shedeur Sanders. And in the game that Shedeur just had, I mean, he put up over 300 yards. Probably should have won that game. Definitely don't want to pull him out again in a 2-point conversion situation. Mind you, the 2-point conversion before that, they fumbled the snap. So I could see where maybe Stefanski was feeling a certain way and maybe just wanted to get the ball directly into his best player's hands, the running back, in Judkins, right? So it's a high possibility that was the case. But, man, it looks rough for this Browns team. I mean, for this Chicago Bears team. Do they get in? They're one game ahead of the Detroit Lions. And the Detroit Lions' remaining schedule is sorry, let me pull up their schedule real quick. The Detroit Lions' remaining schedule is going to be, ouch. Yo, maybe the Cowboys get in. I make myself laugh. Yo, they got the Rams this weekend. That's tough. In LA. So that might be an L. Then they got the Steelers, which maybe they're onto something over there in Pittsburgh. You know, they're playing for Mike Tomlin. It seems like they got a little bit of heart back. They got a bit of a heartbeat back in Pittsburgh. So that's going to be a tough one. And then Minnesota divisional game, which is always tough. And then to end the season against the Bears. I mean, this is it's very likely that the Detroit Lions go 2-2, and or let's say it's very likely that they go 1-2 or 2-1 in that stretch. So that would put them at a tie. Man, this is setting up for a wonderful Week 18. Like, there's so many games that are going to mean so much in Week 18. Like, let me just go to the Week 18 schedule to see let's see all the divisional games that are being played out. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So you got the Lions Bears. So that one's probably gonna be for a wild card spot, which is juicy. Broncos Chargers. The Broncos might be playing for the number one seed, and the Chargers probably playing for that wild card spot, right? And they're probably hanging on for their lives. Hanging on for their lives. The Chiefs Raiders, that one won't mean nothing. Titans Jaguars, that one Titans can probably play spoiler because the Jags will either be playing for the division or for a wild card spot there. So the Titans could play spoiler. I do like that game. That game's gonna be fun to watch because we've seen Jacksonville just kind of fold like a cheap tent. We've seen it happen before our eyes. So that one's gonna be interesting. And then you got the Dolphins Patriots. That one will be good too, right? Because the Patriots probably playing for the number one seed, but the Dolphins like fighting for their lives and needing a little bit of help. So that one might end up being pretty solid. Like then you wonder if the Patriots already have the number one spot sealed. Will they rest players? Will that give the Dolphins a better chance? Maybe the Commanders and the Eagles. That one, the one we have our eyes on, or at least as Dallas Cowboys fans, our eyes on. Because if Philly loses, because Philly's got a tough one, right, in Buffalo. Well, they got the Commanders this weekend, which should be an easy win. But if they lose, boy, it's going to get loud. But then they'll have Buffalo. That one I expect them to lose. So after one, if you're watching, you're listening. Cowboys need Philly to drop two of these next four games. Yeah. Well, I'm glad Borba's audio works. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me now, the man with the bias, the man with the tries, the one who's always late in the broad chest, the one, the only, John Borba.
What's going on? What's going on? After technical difficulties.
Packers Bears, what's up, man? Earl wanted me to ask you, what side of the fence are we on with the Bears? Do we think that this team is? I mean, just what his question was. What were your expectations of the Bears?
For this past game?
Just in general. I know the week before you had said that you thought they were going to fall apart here at the back end of the season.
I still think, like, if this team, they've already met expectations, right? We've talked about it kind of all year. Like, if Caleb Williams gets 7-8 wins, if we see some progression, if we just see, like, a culture change, and that's what these coaches are doing. We see it with Mike Vrabel. We see it with Ben Johnson. We see it with Cohen over there in Jacksonville. We see this all over the place. With the right coach, it can change a culture instantly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But my expectations for the Bears have already been, they've already exceeded those expectations. Now, I just don't think this team is ready. I don't think Caleb Williams is quite ready to make that jump to be. His passing stats have even gone down this year. His completion percentage is lower. His touchdowns at this pace, I think, are about the same. But his completion percentage, he's about 58% completion rating, which I guess you take that in a sense because he can extend the play. He can make plays on the run. He can make electrifying plays throughout the air. So for me, it's not how far this team will go. It's just like, okay, we've met those expectations from like a viewer standpoint. As a team standpoint, they might be able to get a playoff win. I just don't think they're good enough. I just really don't think they're good enough yet. I think they have some issues in the secondary still. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, they're still injured on the injury bug. You don't really have the depth right there at corner to really lock up some of these high-end weapons that we see. Of course, they did beat the Eagles, but the Eagles look like they're in shambles. I just don't see this team really making a playoff push, like a deep playoff run this year. If they can build off this momentum and improve in some of the areas that they're weak at, then we might be able to see that. But I think these receivers have to grow still. Like, you still got to get Rome Odunze more involved. I don't think he's involved very much. Luther Burden's starting to come into his own. They use him kind of as a gadget guy, kind of a intermediate to deep field threat. So they have some things going for them. I just don't think they're there yet. And then at the end of the season, I think this team is beating teams that they are clearly better than. Oh, I got a bunch of – okay. Yeah, I think they're beating teams that they're clearly better than, but I just don't think they're going to beat the cream of the crop of the NFC, which we still don't even know, but I don't think they can beat the Lions. don't think they can beat them at all. I don't think they can beat the Rams. I don't think they can beat the Seahawks. That's kind of your offensive firepower. And when this team goes down from behind, I just don't really believe in them to come back from behind. Even though Caleb Williams has like 4 or 5 comebacks this year, I just don't think this team is built that way to
It's fair.
overcome deficits and to be like a shootout team. They're not a great shootout team. They're just not built that way.
Yeah,
A
and the
lot of
game this weekend,
Williams.
the game this weekend is going to be absolutely cold, negative 20 degrees. But JB, I hate to pull you away from that conversation, but we got to talk about the 44-year-old signing of Phillip Rivers with the Indianapolis Colts. And I mean, everybody's having fun with this right now. This was reported by Adam Schefter 38 minutes ago. The NFL, oh, dang it. Oh, Jeff Saturday revealed this morning on Get Up that he will not be coming out of retirement to play again for the Colts at age 50. Saturday knows his place. I mean, everybody's having fun with this whole situation right now, JB. Phillip Rivers, 44, getting the phone call. From what I saw in the reports that's being reported is that Phillip Rivers is running the Indianapolis Colts offense, and he's very much in conversations daily with Shane Steichen, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and which is why they brought him in, because his familiarity with the playbook. I mean, what was your initial response whenever you saw this news break yesterday?
I really don't know what to expect. I don't know if he's going to get some playing time. Like I really don't understand it. I don't understand it. Your team's falling apart. You have a really hard schedule. Phillip Rivers is going to get beat up. He's going to get beat up behind that line of scrimmage. Probably not very mobile. They're playing against a couple good defenses down the stretch, man. I don't know. I just don't understand. I guess you bring him in for the experience, the veteran experience. I just don't. I don't see. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know what else you could do though. I mean, Riley Leonard, you're not going to get far with that either. A rookie quarterback coming in. Possibly potentially making his first start this weekend. Don't see that turning out very great either. Because not getting that many reps with the ones and everything like that. But I mean, Shador Sanders.
The whole reason they went out and got another guy really is because Riley Leonard is kind of facing an injury right now. He's like day to day.
And
he's going to play.
What's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen with Phillip Rivers back there? I don't think anything changed. I still think you probably lose 3 out of your next 4 games, miss the playoffs, finish 9-8, maybe. I don't think you get 10-7. I really don't think you go 10-7. They just missed.
Bro,
they missed the playoffs.
To me, it feels like they're making a mockery of the league. This is really honestly what it feels like. But I guess if you want to think from a positive lens, let's put our positive hat on here. They brought on Phillip Rivers to mentor the quarterback.
What's happening to Anthony Richardson over here? I think this is my thing. What happened to Anthony Richardson, a first-round talent that got drafted?
He got hurt. Before you go on your rant there, he got hurt. He hurt his during a warm-up or something. His eye got scratched, and they messed up his orbital.
A band snapped and hit his eye, dude. We can all overcome that. No, there's something going on. There's something going on deeper than that. And that's why he's in trade rumors, this and that. I don't think – here's my thing. I don't think you bring Anthony Richardson out on the field, and I think they're blackballing Anthony Richardson because if he comes out the field and he doesn't play like how he needs to play, his stock is going to drop. He's gonna be a trade bait player that's going to get some value this offseason. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now. So that's why they don't want to bring him out on the field. Because his
so
stock might drop.
That his orbital bone was actually, or his
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. We've seen guys play worse. Justin Herbert just had hand surgery.
An eye, bro. An eye.
An eye for an eye, as they say. All right. I don't care. That's what it is. That's what it is. They're blackballing Anthony Richardson. They don't want him to get on the field. They don't want to see a bad product because they lose value in any sort of trade scenario. I'm telling you, that's what it is. Let's just be honest here. This is deeper than just an eye injury. We can all see the field with one eye.
I'll take your I think you're wilding for that one. I think you're wilding for that one, but I like it. I like the take. I do think I'm hopeful that they're only bringing on Phillip Rivers just to be a mentor, and because he knows the playbook, he may help Shane Steichen kind of help that offense run a little bit. I feel like it's more of a coaching job than it is him actually or them actually having expectations for him
Philip
to
Rivers is
play.
probably gonna have to see the field. He's probably gonna have to see the
Yeah,
field.
I don't know if you want him. Like, I don't know if you're like just being a fan of football. I'm not sure that you want to see this guy go out there and play against the Seattle Seahawks defense in Seattle. Like 100% don't want to see him play that game. Oh, guess what, Borba? The following week, the San Francisco 49ers and the Robert Saleh led defense is coming over to Indianapolis on Monday Night
Put a
Football.
fork.
And
Can we have a
Phillip Rivers
moment
might
of
get the start.
silence? Hey, let's just have a moment of silence for the Indianapolis Colts this year.
Oh, already?
Everybody,
Okay. All right.
let's just be realistic. Have a moment of silence, and give it up for a good, valiant effort. The Colts beat teams that they were better than, and now when the schedule gets hard without Daniel Jones, it's falling apart. We call it the Indianapolis debacle.
The Indianapolis debacle. All right. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. All right,
Amen.
Indianapolis Colts. That was good. Hey, R.I.P. R.I.P. to a beautiful season that was. It was not to
Pour
your
one out
fault. It
for
was
the
to the fault
Colts.
of it. Pour one out for the the dead homies. That's crazy work by you, JP.
Poured it out.
This boy's crazy.
Poured out my
This
monster
boy's
for
crazy.
them.
Man, Kevin Kelly's just swinging out of air right now. Horrible. Horrible. Get out of here. And it does suck. I do feel bad for the Colts. And then just the toughness of the schedule on the back end here just goes to show like what a long season.
It's
I mean,
a long
the
season.
emotional roller coaster that this team has gone through. At one point, Matthew Cedillo, one of our buddies, is actually blaming me in particular. He said ever since Rene jumped on the Colts bandwagon, it seems like the
Went all
downfall
downhill.
of the Indianapolis Colts has happened, which he might be right. And I will take no responsibility for that. It is what it is. Sorry, Colts. What wagon should we latch onto next, JB? I'm thinking the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans.
I like
fun,
Houston. I like
fun,
Houston. I like a
underdogs,
physical.
CJ Stroud.
Physical
Nico
football
Ryan.
team. I like Daniil Hunter, of course. I like
That's a good boy.
former Minnesota Viking. I like this. I like the safety Jalen Petrie who put that hit on Rashee Rice. That might have been the hit of the year so far. We finally saw a real tackle.
Yeah, I
so
saw
that
a lot of comments said this is now Rashee Rice knows what it feels like to get hit at a high speed. What a knee slapper. The internet is
That was a good one.
undefeated. The internet trolls absolutely undefeated. They never let one slide. It's a good time. It's a good time on the internet, but you can't ever take it too serious. Because if you do, JB, you'll just be stuck in your head, be lost in the sauce. Don't want to do that, right? Don't want to do that. It is funny every time we post clips, we don't get. I don't want to act like we get hundreds and hundreds of comments. I mean, it's definitely like ones and the twos and the threes, right? But the comments that we do typically get pretty funny. We might have to have a small segment where we just read the troll jobs that the internet characters have on some of the clips. You can't mispronounce anything because they'll let you hear it. You can't say something dumb because hey, guess what? Them Twitter fingers are moving, my boy. X can be the most fun platform, but it also can be bad on your mental health. That's for sure. But yep. What a moment of silence. I appreciate that moment from you, JB. JB, let's talk about a couple other things that are happening in the NFL world. While we wait for Sean to join the show, Albuquerque Journal writer and Lobo insider will be joining us here in just a few. But the NFL announced, Adam Schefter, the NFL announced it will return to Munich, Germany in 2026 and 2028 to play regular season games as part of a multi-year partnership with the city of Munich and FC Bayern Munich. The games will be played at the FC Bayern Munich Stadium. That's kind of cool. How are you? How do you like? Do you enjoy these overseas games, or are you kind of over it? Are you one of those that's like they're taking our American jobs, or are we just like this is cool? The NFL is expanding. This is
This
neat.
is
I love
all.
waking up at 7 a.m. to watch these games.
It's just what the NFL wants to do. They're trying to become global. Turn it into. It's all about the money at the end of the day. I'm not too big of a fan of it, but I think what they're trying to eventually do is I really don't know what they're going to do. If there's going to be a team eventually overseas, I really
That
don't
feels like a
know.
stretch.
It feels
Like
like a
it feels like
stretch.
they'd have
Yeah.
to have a whole division out there.
Yeah, you would have to have something going on out there for sure. I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan of it. I don't think people from other countries are like too big of a fan of it. Maybe they are. I think they just
No,
like
they're
some of the
sold out
names.
every time. Every time they post
They're
a game,
sold out. Yeah, I
the
guess you're
tickets are
right.
immediately sold out.
People always make
People
like people
love
from
football, bro.
overseas. Yeah, people from overseas are always like, "Oh, we play real football." We play real football, not that tackle stuff. Like that's what you hear a lot, like from
Not
overseas
that
people.
masculine thing where people hit each other. No,
Yeah,
no.
like I don't know. I don't really care for it, but it's what the NFL wants to do. It's how they
You
grow.
don't
It's how
mind it.
they're becoming like
Your team is one of them that plays a lot overseas. I mean, as a watcher, as a viewer, like, do you enjoy what's the experience like waking up at 7 a.m.?
that. I mean,
Like,
it's whatever. Like the game experience though just isn't. It's almost. I don't want to say like a preseason game. It's very fair weathered. You don't get the home field advantage. You
so
have to
you're
change
saying
your
they
whole
got
schedule,
to
your
fix
whole
the
time
optics.
schedule, huh?
They just got to fix the optics because it is kind of cool, man. It is kind of crazy at 7 a.m. hearing like the crowd, the European crowds, kind of bring that atmosphere that they have at soccer games into a football stadium. Like there's very few times when you see an entire group of people just come together and sing one song. Like the one song that always pops up in my head from the Europeans is that "Sweet Caroline." Bah, bah, bah,
Yeah,
uh, uh. You know it, yeah. I mean, I don't
yeah.
know the whole song, but every time it pops on, I will hum it. I'll hum it for sure. Whenever you
It's a
don't know a
song.
lyric, you just kind of hit it with the Caroline. Every now and then you sneak in one of the actual words, so it sounds like you actually know the lyrics, but you don't. That's kind of me a lot of the time, JB. A lot of the
Yep.
time, I'm singing jams, I'm rapping songs, but most of the time I'm just mumbling, mumbo jumbo coming out my mouth, and but yeah,
Mumble rap.
uh, Cheech. Let's see what Cheech says in the comments here. I don't like watching games half asleep. It's the worst. It is a bit tough. And if you're cracking a beer open at 7 a.m., I think there's a phone number that you should call. Now, I don't know exactly what that phone number is because I don't have that problem, but I should find it out for my friends that do.
Good
Right,
idea.
JB?
Good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. All right. JB, let me ask you this while I reach out to our boy. What team do you think, besides the Chicago Bears, what team do you think that is a playoff contender as of now is going to fall off?
Oh
And those
man,
teams, while you think about it,
there's
oh,
there's
go
one
ahead, sir.
team, and it's gonna be hard to call them a fall off because like they're most likely gonna be a division winner, and that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've been spiraling down the past, the second half of the season. You haven't seen the same success offensively. We talked about it the other day. The inconsistency offensively, the troubles of converting third downs. Last game they were 3 of 13, 27% conversion rate. That doesn't win you football games. Um, their playmakers aren't being playmakers like how they were at the beginning of the season. You get some guys healthy. Now it seems like the timing of the offense is off. The defense is out on the field longer. There is some holes in that defense, especially when you're out on the field longer than you need to be. That's just a team that I think is falling apart. But I just don't know if the Panthers are good enough to overcome them, and possibly like win out or go 3-1 down the stretch. Um, it would
So
be
you're going Panthers.
I would want to see the Panthers get in, but my team that's fallen out, like if they were in a wild card, they would have fallen so hard. It's just I don't know if the Panthers can contend enough with the Bucks. That's my
Yeah.
thing. Like that's the team that's totally. It's been a debacle. They've been falling apart the second half of the season, and it's just I don't know if they're going to fall out of the playoffs completely. But that's my team who I would feel comfortable saying that about. I don't know out of these wild card teams. NFC has a tough wild card. I could possibly see the Bears getting out too. So I think the Bucks are good enough to overcome the Panthers creeping up from behind them. The Bears, depending on they got to beat the Packers the second go around. The Lions are right there. The Lions are right there, and that's a team that you don't want to sleep on because if they do get it right, they can make a deep run again. They can make a really deep run. So that's the other team who I would put my money on that might not make the playoffs is the Bears. Yeah, they're 9-4, but that can easily change with an 8-5 Lions team right on your tail, literally. So and the
Yeah.
Lions, they look, man, what they're doing with
JB,
Jahmyr Gibbs, it's
the
tough.
the Bucks remaining schedule is Atlanta, which is this Thursday, Prime Video, tomorrow, which huge. And then they go over to Carolina, the Dolphins, and then they got the Panthers again. So it's really going to come down to those head-to-heads. And I mean, I think we can count both of these teams out of the wild card spots and just
Yes.
assume that whoever doesn't win the division is going to not get in. So I guess the better question for you would be, who wins this division? Because the division winner will get into the playoffs. 2025 NFC South division winner is
Say the Panthers schedule.
Panthers schedule. Okay.
And I think there's a wrinkle to this as if I
Okay, they play each other twice.
okay.
So we do got that down. And then and then their remaining other games will be, so they got the Saints this weekend.
Okay.
Then they got the Bucks. Then they got the Seahawks. Then the Bucks again.
It's going to come down to week 18. That's what it's going to. I think they both can go 3-1. Here's my thing. I say they both can go 3-1, 2-1. They both can go 2-1 before they meet each other again. So here's the interesting part. The Bucks will play the Dolphins. The Dolphins have won like 5 in a row.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're no joke. And I think right now the Dolphins are trending upwards as the Bucks are trending downwards. So I will take the Dolphins to beat the Bucks. Whoever wins that first game between the Panthers and the Bucks, that gives you the advantage. You're the division leader at that point, right? So if you both drop a game against Seattle and the other team drops against I'm saying too many names right now. The Dolphins. You're both 2-1. You meet in week 18. That's for the division. And who's the home field team in that game?
It's giving me the Bucks have the head-to-head, or not the head-to-head. The Bucks, if the season were to end today, they would win the division due to win percentage. Yeah,
Win percentage.
So if they go 1-1 against each other, then it would go to the win percentage, and the Bucks would end up winning
Bucks
the
would
division,
win the division
based off that. Yep. But I mean, you look at Seahawks compared to the Dolphins, right? You got to assume. I'm going to make the assumption that Seattle beats Carolina. So I think that game with Miami and the Bucks might be the most crucial. I think it gives you a bit of comfort going into week 18 with that head-to-head matchup against the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna go with the assumption that the Bucks get in. That's what I'm going with.
You know what? Give me the Panthers then. Give me the Panthers. I think they both finish off the year. They're both 9-7. They meet week 18. The winner of that game goes to the playoffs. Give me the Panthers. Why not? The Bucks have been too inconsistent. They're fun.
The Panthers
and
are fun,
I like the Panthers secondary. The Panthers secondary has been playing pretty good.
J.C. Horn, baby.
J.C. Horn, Mike
I
Jackson.
remember when J.C. Horn was part of the Patrick Surtain draft. If we remember, J.C. Horn was taken over Patrick Surtain to the Carolina Panthers. And J.C. started off his career a little slow, got injured, was out for the remainder of the season. And now Buddy's back. Buddy got paid. And sometimes when athletes get paid, it seems like not everything seems to be going well for them. But in this case, J.C. Horn is absolutely balling out. Maybe one of the best corners in the league right now, alongside his buddy Patrick Surtain. But man, I like Carolina. Carolina is fun, bro. I like both teams. I don't mind either one. Whichever one gets in, that's cool. I think if you're the Bucks and you don't get in though, like I think the noise gets so much louder than it would for the Carolina Panthers. Like if the Carolina Panthers don't get in, it's like, all right, we're building something here.
Yeah.
The locker
There's
room
two
has its
different perceptions on the team right now.
well
Baker
said.
should be taking that next step to the almost elite. Like, you got the elite quarterbacks in the league, 4 or 5 of them. He is supposed to be making that step into that category. He's just not. And
Yeah.
I've always had that knock on Baker. I think he's a great leader. I think he does things right. I think you can get behind him as a teammate. It's just I don't think he's a well enough quarterback to exceed to make the full team better, like how a Josh Allen makes that offense better, like how
Yeah.
a Joe Burrow makes that offense better. Granted, he got like really good weapons, but I just don't think he's ever been to that level of helping his team get better, like being the reason why they are just so good. Yeah, he did
Yeah.
his part at the beginning of the year, but those were, into
Those are fourth quarter games.
yeah, those
Like,
are fourth quarter
we
games.
need you to
That's
be good for
consistently.
the entire game. Yeah,
Being
and we said that at the
consistent
beginning
is
of the year.
being consistent on third down. It's being not turnover prone. It's being a little bit more accurate in certain instances. We've seen some inaccuracy. And I just don't think he's that level of quarterback.
Yeah,
So that's always been my knock.
talk about the storylines. Like how you said, the perception of the two teams is going to be widely different. Like Baker Mayfield may potentially go from MVP conversation at the beginning of the year to the questions of is this guy the guy? Is he a bust? Is he reverting back to who he was before he came here to Tampa Bay? Like those are the questions that we're going to start to have. But you know what's one of the biggest questions, and maybe we kind of let this just kind of fly over our heads sometimes, is the fact that Baker Mayfield lost the offensive coordinator that really uplifted his career and who is now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we've seen the improvement that the Jacksonville Jaguars have made.
Trevor Lawrence.
And Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to gain some confidence, some consistency, some stability over there in Jacksonville. And that's with them missing Travis Hunter. Like who it's crazy to go back and think like, damn, what if they didn't draft Travis Hunter and decided to go and I don't know, maybe beef up that defensive line or even add value to the offensive line. Like it's because look what they're doing without him, right? Like look what they're doing without their number one pick. Oh man, the Jacksonville Jaguars are fun. What are our thoughts on the Jacksonville Jaguars right now?
I think if Liam Cohen can change Trevor Lawrence's kind of outlook, how we talk about, like right now, I think Trevor Lawrence is creeping into that mid tier, around the top 12, 15, 10 to 15 range of quarterbacks in the league. I think if he can keep improving and just get rid of some of the stupid mistakes, but every quarterback kind of makes stupid mistakes, but it's just like, just elevate him a little bit more, then okay, they're a real contender, and they're so young is that they're going to be a contender for a few years. Now it's like their window's opening, and I think they found something with Liam Cohen, a good foundation, a good culture change. Now you have that foundation with Liam Cohen. You know what to expect. Now, where do you improve this team at in the offseason to get them over? I don't think they're going to go all the way, but I think they might win a playoff game. Who's to say they wouldn't play one? Who's to say? I know the wild card. I know you might have to go through Josh Allen. You might have to go through Justin Herbert in that first round.
Hey, but even then, Josh Allen or Justin Herbert's team, I
never
trust
know.
the Jacksonville defense more than I trust Buffalo's defense.
Yeah.
I trust right now. I trust.
Do you trust him enough to stop Josh Allen though? In critical moments, if they do match up against each other,
I mean, I guess that's
tough.
You're basically asking, do I trust more that Josh Allen will be able to put on the cape and win a game rather than Jacksonville's defense being top tier? Of course, you're going to lean more towards Josh Allen putting on that cape. But all I'm saying is that if I'm Buffalo, I don't want to see Jacksonville in the first round. I wouldn't want to. This is especially if this team gets in going in hot. JB, their remaining schedule right now is this weekend they'll have the Jets. Should be a win. I mean, this
Win.
offense has been putting up over 25 points a game in their 4-game winning streak that they're on right now. And then they'll go play the Broncos and then the Colts and Titans. So they can easily be going into the playoffs
3-1, 12-5.
extremely hot.
Yeah.
These next 4 games, they may go 3-1, go hot into the playoffs, probably win the division, and get that home game out there in Jacksonville, where it seems like they're playing a lot better at home. But I'm digging Jacksonville. I don't know that you want to. I don't know if you want to be Josh Allen with that defense that they have and head over to Jacksonville to play them boys in Florida. That would be tough. That would be tough because mind you,
is in Jacksonville you got decent weather. You might get some rain, but it's not going to be snowing. It's not going to be, you're not going to be heading to Buffalo or anything like that. Nate said Josh Allen has proven time and time again to be a choke artist, pretty much every year. He doesn't have to go against Lamar this year, I don't think. And he's not going to have to go against Patrick Mahomes, I think, this year. Like, this is Josh Allen's window. And I think I think you don't want to look too far ahead. He's not going to say this. Josh Allen isn't going to say this to the media, but you just know, hey, this might be my year.
Yeah.
This might be my year.
And you know what sucks is that defense might hold them back again.
Yep.
Again. If we go back to, we remember 12 seconds left, right?
Look.
Oh, there's no way they're going to lose this game. Then the Chiefs go down and score right away to win them that game. And mind you, that year, the Bills defense was actually statistically top 5 in the league. And it seems like they just threw all that out the window. And I mean, I forgot how many points it was in the 30s, right, that they gave up to Patrick Mahomes. But now, could you imagine if Josh Allen loses to someone like a Trevor Lawrence or even like a Justin Herbert? Man, it's going to get so loud. To me, this is what I think the storyline is going to be in the playoffs if Josh Allen doesn't get to a Super Bowl. Sean McDermott fired. Sean McDermott released from the Buffalo Bills. That's what I think is going to happen. And I disagree with Nate as far as the Josh Allen choking all the time. It's the AFC Championship game. Like, to me, choke jobs would be what my team does in the first round.
And my team,
high expectations, and then you go get blown out by the Green Bay Packers. To me, that's a legitimate choke job. Now, what Josh Allen is doing, I mean, he's getting his team to the AFC Championship, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault that his defense is blowing games for him.
And here's what we saw too, I think last year a little bit. We saw that Buffalo defense get better towards the end of the year. And this past weekend against Joe Burrow, which Joe Burrow has had a lot of success against the Bills, against Josh Allen in the regular season, we saw that I'm telling you right now, the only reason the Bills win that game is because of their defense. Because of their defense was optimistic and forced those turnovers when they needed to the most.
Previous game?
This previous game against the Bengals.
Yeah.
So is this defense going to turn the corner? They might have some holes, but are they optimistic? Are they a defense that can get turnovers when needed, stops when needed? Like that's the thing. And you've seen this with great quarterbacks over the course of history. We've seen it with Peyton Manning, just optimistic defense that can get after you. When he made his run with the Colts.
I just don't know. I just don't know
if might be enough.
I don't know if you can rely on a defense that already has question marks to be able to make those critical stops to get you back in games. I mean, we go back to this weekend against the Cincinnati Bengals. JB, they went in down 21-11. We've seen this team get hot though. Like, we've seen this story before.
Exactly.
And look how it's turned out.
Hey,
As Nate said,
they're getting hot for the playoffs, and they don't got to go against Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson.
So you think, all right, so that switch changes. The confidence level rises in Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Or does their head get a little bit too big? Do they think that, hey, maybe the football gods already handed us a trip to the Super Bowl because they took out the one guy that I can't beat?
Yeah. I think the one team that you do not want to see out of the AFC is the Houston Texans. They literally combined Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen for like 50.
Bro, they're giving up less than 14 points a game right now.
Yeah. They made Patrick Mahomes. There was a stat I saw it. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen were like 31 of 67 that's under like 50% completion, like 5 turnovers or something like that. A QBR rating, like the average of was like in the 30s or 40s or something. They just made these guys look awful. They made them look awful. So like I don't want to play the Texans because it's just not a good matchup. It's not a good matchup for these guys.
Let me
I
read
don't
you
know
a
if
couple
another team.
insights from the Houston Texans defense here, JB. Will Anderson Jr. If you're not familiar with him, you need to get defensive end, numero 51, numero being number. Will Anderson Jr. has generated 69 pressures this season, the third most in the NFL, establishing a new career high with 4 games remaining. Anderson has completed this despite facing chip blocks on 22.8% of his pass rushes, the 5th highest rate among edge rushers with at least 150 total rushes. Anderson has recorded 14 pressures against chip blocks, the third most in the NFL, converting 6 sacks when chipped, 2 more than any other player.
Listen, here's another thing too. I don't think the Denver Broncos want to play the Houston Texans. I think that number 1 seed is so important right now. I think the Patriots. I think the Patriots might be able to come over to overcome like a Houston Texans defense, maybe. But the Broncos, which have some questions with Bo Nix, like more questions than I would feel comfortable with Drake May, you know.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos could easily, if they fall into that 2 seed and have to go and host the Houston Texans, that turns into a dog fight. A dog fight. 2 of the best defenses in the league with more questions. Of course, both quarterbacks have some questions about them, but I would take the defense that can literally just take your head off and shut you down and shut down your wide receivers. The thing about what makes that matchup so scary for the Broncos is that these corners and that secondary can lock down every single receiver on that Broncos offense. Marvin Mims is the only guy that can stretch the field. We've talked about this earlier on in the year. You really don't have no elite number 1 guy. Cortland Sutton's more of like a 50-50 type of guy, intermediate kind of possession
Some would
receiver.
say wide receiver too.
Yeah. And it's just like, how confident is Sean Payton in Bo Nix right now as well? Yeah, Bo Nix is putting up good stats, this and that. But if you watch the games, it's like they're holding him back a little bit. They're playing a little safe. They're relying on the defense a lot too, in a certain sense, and the run game. Like with the Houston, if Houston plays Denver,
that's going to be fun. That's a heavyweight matchup, right? That is a heavyweight matchup. I would favor Houston. I like Houston's defense a little bit more. I think a pass rush is better. I think their front 4 is better than. I would take
2 of the best front 4s in the league
over their secondary, right? You would take a pass rush over lockdown corners, yeah?
I think so. But you got lockdown corners on both sides.
If you had to pick
both teams,
you had to pick Myles Garrett or Patrick Surtain to start your franchise, you would I would assume 99% of the world would go with Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
People would kick back and say that he's 31, 32 years old, while Surtain's like 25 or something.
Oh, yeah. I'm just talking
That's
about
the only kickback.
Right now. Yeah. As of right now, though, you're going to, you would go with the dual-headed monsters in Will Anderson and your boy, help me out.
Danielle Hunter.
Sorry, Danielle. That's very disrespectful of me. I should 100% know that. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson opposed to Riley Moss and Patrick Surtain. Which duo would you prefer in that matchup, right? I'm going to go with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson because at the end of the day, you got to be able to throw the ball. You got to be able to throw the ball. You got to be able to run the ball too. I mean, these boys are good at absolutely everything. And the Texans not only have a pass rush, I mean, they got Derek Stingley Jr., who just got paid in the offseason, and he's performing as well. Let me read you a little bit of an insight on him. Derek Stingley Jr. has allowed at 45.5% completion rate when targeted over the last 2 seasons, the lowest among cornerbacks across this span. Passers have completed just 44.9% of attempts when targeting Stingley in 2025, the 4th lowest rate among corners. Minimum 25 targets. Man, that boy's buzzing, bro. These guys are good as hell.
Yeah, I think overall too is overall. I think from at least what we've seen in a matchup standpoint this year, yeah, both teams have pretty different schedules, but a lot of teams are attacking Riley Moss in that in the secondary a little bit more. Like no one's throwing at Sertan, right? But they're throwing at everybody else, and they've had success doing that. Um, with the Houston defense, man, overall they've been kind of locking down. I think overall they might have a better secondary. I don't know. I
They
say
might,
that
bro. They
I'm
might.
not sure.
But it helps. It helps when you have a pass rush.
I need to
Let me
look up.
read you this
Yeah,
one, bro. Let me
but
read you
but
this one.
but the Denver Broncos have the best pass rush too. They got the most sacks in the league. They're tied for first
That's
still.
true. Very true.
So
Very,
that's
very
tough.
true. Dang.
It's a really good
The
matchup.
playoffs in the AFC, bro, all of a sudden,
That
like it
looks like a
feels
really
like
good matchup.
all the dogs. It feels like the dogs. The offenses, the fun offenses feel like they're in the NFC somewhat. And then like the hard nose, we're gonna win because our defense feels like it's shifted to the AFC. It's always felt like it's been reversed, right? It feels like the offensive powerhouses were in the NFC and I mean in the AFC, and then the hard nosed football was in the NFC. It's
Yeah.
almost like SEC football versus Big Ten football, right?
Yep.
That's the one thing that I could probably compare it to. But now you got all these. I mean, what we got? Houston, hella defense. The Denver Broncos, hella defense. I think the Patriots, one of the best defenses in the league as
Patriots
well,
are a
led by
good
Mike
defense as
Vrabel.
well. They're the most.
Um,
They seem most complete because of that offense. Because of Drake May, his resurgence.
yeah, and the addition
Into
of Diggs, like who would have thought, right?
Diggs
Like some people started to
resurgence.
write off Diggs, and now like look what bro is doing. It's
Good
pretty
running game.
crazy. It's pretty crazy that the Patriots had just completely flipped the script from going from Bill Belichick to their coach that they fired last year. Forgot his name. But
Irrelevant.
basically that was like a pause in life just to try to regroup. That's what that felt like. And man, did they hit with Mike Vrabel. The fact that the Dallas Cowboys didn't even interview, didn't even give Buddy a call, blows my mind. And I'm not saying that I'm not satisfied with Shoddy as of late, but the fact that Vrabel did not get a phone call just blows my mind.
Because
The
you got to
fact
pay
that
Vrabel
Robert
more.
Saleh,
You
the
got to
fact
pay.
that
You
Robert
got to
Saleh,
pay those guys more than
yeah,
Shoddy.
but that's that can't be a problem in Dallas.
It
That
is.
can't be. I know.
It is because
I know.
those guys
It
will.
can't be.
Those guys have an ego as well, and they can control the room. And Jerry Jones wants to control the room. Shoddy, no head coach experience, comes up, brings him up. Elevates this guy year after year. Boom, he turns into that head coach. Probably doesn't have much of a say right now. Probably doesn't have that much to his resume. Of
Yeah.
course, he's got a good resume, but like head coaching, that's why you don't bring in a Sean Payton. That's why you don't bring in a Mike Vrabel. That's why you don't bring in these guys that have that ego, that know how to coach a team, that have had success in the past. I think that's what it is. That can make decisions regarding your football team. Jerry Jones still wants to be in charge of the decisions that he wants to make.
Shaking my head. Shaking my
I
head.
think that's what it is at the end of the day. It's not about
I love
necessarily
being
paying a
delusional.
coach. It's just like this coach is going to have input. And now the coach and the owner might butt heads about, okay, no, I want this guy. No, I want this guy. I want it my way. Listen here.
Listen here,
Boy. I want it my way.
Sit down right there, Shouty. Let's have a little conversation.
Yeah.
Since we're gonna
Shoddy,
win
this is what we're going to do, Shoddy. This is what the plan, Shoddy. And what is he going to say? Maybe if Shoddy has some success in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe gets a couple playoff wins under his belt, this and that, then that might change.
Yo, I like Shoddy. I think Shoddy's definitely
No, I think it was a good.
exceeded
I think it was a good
expectations.
hire.
Solid
it was a
hire.
good hire.
You can feel the culture shift in Dallas, even with our record right now. You can feel that there's something there. The only thing that I think the only thing I think that concerns Cowboy fans right now is like, what are we going to do with our defensive coordinator? Are we going to ride that out, or are we going to move forward from him? But my thing is, I'm cool with riding it out with Eberflus. I'm okay with it. Let's give him a second year. But if you're going to give him a second year, you have to fully invest in that defense this offseason. You got to replicate what Houston has right now. That's what the Dallas Cowboys have to do. That's the only way that scheme for Matt Eberflus is going to work. I
think it works if you get the right guys for Eberflus. I don't think Eberflus can. He's not the type of coach that's going to adjust to his players and make his players look better. You got to have the right players that already fit that scheme. Because I don't think he's a player's. I don't want to say a player's coach. He probably is a player's coach, but I'm talking about like a player's coach that can adjust, like a Brian Flores can adjust to the strengths of his defense with the players that he has, and makes our defense look better than what it really is if it was to be coached by an Eberflus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So I
Because
think you got to tweak that a little bit. You got to find the guys that fit in his scheme a little bit better. Secondary wise, that's why I think there's going to be some changes. I think you do need a better pass rush, obviously. That's going to be the big things for you guys. But I think you just got to find the certain that can fit that scheme a little bit better if you want to keep Eberflus around.
Yep, I couldn't agree with you more.
Then if it don't change next year, bye. You know.
Yeah, if it don't change next year, I will tell you what. I will not put my Delulu hat on again. I will not do it, JB. I will not put my delusional hat on again. This is fun. I enjoy it. I legitimately enjoy the roller coaster ride. It's fun. It's cool. The highs are super cool. The lows suck. That's sports. That's football. I enjoy it.
You know what else is going to suck?
For me to sign up to it again next year,
yeah,
redo my subscription. No, thank you, sir.
You know what else is going to suck?
What?
If JJ McCarthy puts like 300 up on y'all. That would suck.
With that being said, that will suck. That will suck. I don't know that happens. We'll talk tomorrow. Vikings, Cowboys. We'll get into the weeds. Cowboys, Vikings chat tomorrow to kick off the show. Should be interesting. JB, do your research tonight because your boy is coming with the heavy hitters tomorrow. I mean, I'm putting on my Mike Tyson trunks for this fight that we're about to have tomorrow. Be ready to square. Let's see the thumbnail right here. Look, give me a little real quick. Yeah.
Let me see. What's a good angle for me?
There we go. Oh wait.
Wrong way. Dude, wrong way, dude.
Sorry. My camera's in reverse. All right, here we go.
We're right here, face me.
Thumbnail for tomorrow. Here we go. Wait.
Let's look this way.
All right, hold on.
Something like that.
Yeah, buddy. Thumbnail for tomorrow. It's going to be a scrap. Rene versus Borba. Cowboys versus Vikings. Boy, are we set up for a good one. Are we going to have a watch along? I think so. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, huh, JB? Let's see what the boys think. We'll ask the boys and see what we can do. I haven't really drank much, but I might have a drink with you during that game, JB. I wouldn't mind it at all. But anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll kick off the show with the Minnesota Cowboy talk for that Sunday night football game that, man, we have been waiting for quite a while. JB has nothing to lose but to ruin the days of a bunch of Cowboy fans, including myself. And for us, our playoff hopes are still alive, baby, especially if the Eagles lose. The only route for the Dallas Cowboys to get into the playoffs as of right now, it feels like, is if the Eagles absolutely fall apart. And we'll discuss that tomorrow on the show. Sean Reider did not join the show. What happened? What happened? Don't know. I will find out, and I'll let you guys know in the morning. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys in the comments. We see you. Don't forget to utilize our phone, 575-808-9307. Like, follow, and subscribe. We thank you for joining the show. Let's have a day. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS. See ya.